Gary,
Yes.
did you hear the intro playing at all?
Yeah.
I I didn't hear it. It
Really?
was
Hmm.
yeah, I could see on the YouTube side that it was playing, but it was frozen at the very beginning and there was no sound for me.
Yeah, I heard it.
Uh, and tonight we are trying to stream to Rumble also, so we'll see how that goes. It's my first time. Be gentle. I made an X account so I could maybe stream there, but you have to have a paid account, I guess.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until it just told me that. So maybe soon we'll try streaming to X also. Uh, how you doing, Gary?
Well, I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
G Webs, how you doing? Not hearing anything from you.
Oh,
Is
he's
that any,
in.
is that
There
any
we
better?
It is, but you're really quiet.
Hmm. I'm also getting a ton of noise, so I'll try coming back in.
Oh, okay. So G Web should be back here in just a moment. There's a link at the top of the YouTube chat for this week's poll. If you haven't voted in the poll, head over there and vote in the poll. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. And we will look at last week's poll, which I forgot to show last week.
Is that any better?
Sounds about the same.
That's
I
weird.
can hear you, but it's just quiet like you're on the wrong mic.
Yeah, this is my only mic, but or at least
Hmm.
it sounds like it's the right mic. But
Now I'm hearing him pretty good.
That's a little better.
I'm getting a lot of background noise, though. Do you guys get a lot of background noise?
I'm not. Um, I don't know. How about you, Gary?
Guessing it's your
I can
furnace.
hear a low hum, which I'm guessing is probably your furnace, but
Yeah, that's the furnace.
it's really low. I mean, you could kind of imagine it's the sound of traveling through space, too. Then it makes it all make sense.
That makes a lot of more sense. Yeah,
hmm Just pretend you're in a ship. Yeah.
it's just more that the mic is on all the time, right? Like it's just enough to key the mic all the time. Where normally, there's whatever. But you guys are hearing me. That's close enough. I was gonna say I've got a tip if you want to stream live on X.
Sure.
Don't be poor.
Oh, yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. But it is Saturday night once again. This is the
$7 a month, no matter what, to be able to stream.
overnight mouse party. Well, I just set up an account today, so
But you get a cool check mark if you do, if you spend the money to.
That's all. Well, no, you get access to their X, or I mean their Grok, which is their AI, but still $7 a month for like a year.
I I thought about paying for it right off the bat, but then I like to try and feel it out a little bit before I start paying for stuff if I can.
Yeah, I didn't at first, but it's worth it to me now because I'm starting to get some traction over on X. So,
That was my philosophy before going to Vegas this year, but I got slapped a lot.
And the Rumble, I went over and was looking at Rumble, and since they stopped auto syncing with YouTube, um, it's quite a bit behind where the YouTube content is. And then I realized that I was still kind of picking up um, people watching and stuff. So it's like, well, shit, I should probably stop ignoring the Rumble like I was. And it's kind of a pain in the ass because you cannot upload multiple videos at a time. You have to go one by one. So there's
Rumble sucks because you got to set it up for each separate live thing separately, and it's a real
Yeah,
pain.
it's been a bad.
yeah, that's kind of why I hadn't tried it. It's not as bad as I thought it would be to
This
do.
lets you do
So,
Instagram though. Have you tried Instagram on here?
no.
It's also a pain in the butt because you have to open a window, tell Instagram you're going live, set it up in here, go live. Then once Instagram realizes you're live, you have to leave that separate window open, but you have to click live in there. So now you have this open and Instagram live open. And when you're done, you close the Instagram live separately. But that thing that you have open for Instagram gives you the feedback, the comments and stuff from Instagram. And I had dozens of people on Instagram for every person on YouTube. And you know how X, there was probably dozens of people for everybody on X, and there was like a dozen people on X for every person on YouTube. So there was more people over there. But X people and Instagram people don't comment. They just look and leave, look and leave, look and leave. Like they're just constantly, oh, look at this, and then leave. Like they don't want long content. They don't know what to do with it, and they don't comment on it.
Vulcan Rumble wants me to tap my mic. Can you hear that?
No.
No,
Uh-oh.
see, it's you.
I'm on the wrong mic.
Yeah, you're listening to
He's right. You are on the wrong mic.
All right, give me a second here. Let me.
I knew something
get
was
my
up.
setting.
I knew it wasn't our fault.
Also, I don't see you live on Rumble either.
Ah, crap. I don't know what I'm doing. Oops.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing my first couple tries till I figured it out, so don't feel bad.
Oh, you did say you were trying to go live on Rumble today?
Yeah.
To be live on Rumble, you have to go to Rumble and set up a live, get all your codes, come back over here, put your codes in, and then have it be like a parallel feed while you're live. But you have to set it all up twice.
Well, unless you Oh, there you go.
That sound better?
Loud now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was on the webcam, which I now know that there's a blue light when the webcam is on, but apparently there's a red light when it's using the mic, which I did not know. I don't know. According to Evie Mux, it thinks it's live on Rumble.
Well, that's what happened to me on Instagram too. Like I set it up just today for Tony's show, and messed it up, so we did it like an hour early, and it just hung there for an hour on Instagram. And then when I went to launch Instagram, it was froze or something. So it says Evie Mux thinks it was on Instagram, but Instagram didn't recognize it. I quit trying to do Rumble because, like I said, Rumble was even more of a pain in the ass to me.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I'm looking at the app, but I don't think I can get to where I need to be in the app.
Oh, there's an app for this?
Yeah. But, well, let me hang on. Let me open up Rumble and see what the heck is going on.
Maybe you accidentally logged into Mumble instead of Rumble.
It could be.
It could be. I am kind of a mush mouth. There, go down to live streaming.
It's the story of the Squid Police.
Oh, the intro. Yeah. That
some planet of squids and tried to dominate through law enforcement.
I just put hostile squid planet.
Well, like there's a non-hostile squid planet. Come on.
When I'm looking at the Rumble, says it's live. Looking at the back room part.
Maybe my Rumble's messed up.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not very good at this. I am not a professional. to.
Did you stay in a Holiday Inn Express last night, though? That's the question.
No,
Oh, that's the problem.
I slept on the couch.
I see nothing under your live if it's under DM Foss.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's going somewhere. Just don't know where.
Somewhere in a third world country, a bunch of people are huddled up in a hut watching your show right now.
Just the link in the comments. Is that the correct link to your thing? Am I at the right place? Rumble doesn't give us like an actual name. They give it C
Yeah.
1443
That's right.
So I went to the live tab. I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking there now. There's nothing. I don't know. Well, we'll let it feed to wherever it's feeding to, and I'll try and figure it out. Oh, I need to change the avatar. I'll figure it out later because it's not exciting for people to watch me doing this. So, back to what we're doing. Get that back to live. Alrighty. Let me say hello to everybody.
Hello.
So far, G23 was first. And then we had Mr. Bob Dabalina. Right there. And Gizzard Gary. Vulcan Rumble. Gun websites. And Woods. I wonder if whatever is going on is like, since the intro wasn't playing for me, maybe whatever's glitching that is glitching the Rumble feed. Wow. Then DJ Play Nice, he had tried to make it in here, but he's still having technical difficulties. Baron SVG. He said the furnace humming will help me drift up. What's that?
I don't know what trouble DJ's having, but Tony was having trouble like 1,000 times trying to get in, and it was because he put in something like Tony/2A for E, and it was the slash that was preventing him from getting in here. So I don't know what DJ's putting in for his username, but try just typing in the letter DJ without anything else and see if that makes any difference for you. Because that was the only thing stopping jumping in.
He has an emoji in his
yeah,
name.
exactly. So if it might be a weird special character in a username that's blocking you if it's a weird kind of a non-error issue. I mean, Tony was getting an error, but it was like a vague, like, cannot connect or something's dumb.
X Adam 1. What's the topic for tonight? We'll see what shakes out.
Is it legal to do brackets on Rumble?
I don't know.
There's going to be a 3 bracket night tonight. I heard rumblings that there's going to be a 3 bracket show tonight.
No, probably won't be a bracket tonight.
A bracket's stacked on a bracket, but that
we do. We are going to give away the. There we go. SIG Red Dot, the MSR. Red Dot. We'll give that away in a little bit. And let me get I'll do a banner for that. So to enter that, enter hashtag Romeo.
If they named their Red Dot the Ma, then it would be the Sigma.
The Schmagma?
The Sigma. That's what the kids say all the time now.
Oh. Well, let's take a look at, we'll look at last week's poll, since we forgot to do that last week. Let me call that up.
Technically, wouldn't the results be inaccurate because they've got a week extra of data, which is going to screw up all the results?
Well, it'll average out. And we'll add to there and then make it big. There we go. Last week's poll was, when do you file your federal taxes? As early as possible. I get my money back sooner. Sometime before the deadline, whenever I get to it. I file for an extension. The government can wait, or taxes are theft. 42% said as early as possible. I get my money back sooner. 30% said taxes are theft. 27% sometime before the deadline. And 1% said I file for an extension. The government can wait. And looking at the comments, New York Outcast says taxes. We don't need no stinking taxes. Vanessa Kitty, depends. Some years, no income is taxable amount. Some years there are. Others, there is no income taxable by the USA or states. I do my taxes as soon as I get my hands on each document needed. X Adam 1, I just get it over ASAP. I don't even really care about it. Sergeant Joe Smith, I don't get money back, but I don't pay either. I took a tax class taught by Hunter Biden. James Melton, I file on time, but I wait until the 3rd or 4th nasty gram, October, to pay. I do it under protest. Scott Graham, I just get them done as soon as possible. And Budget Gun Cinema, I do not see an option for laughing and a skull. I do mine as soon as I get my W-2. I don't like to wait. Just get it done.
Change my name each year, and that way they can't find you.
That is one way to do it. What about you, Gary? Are you a procrastinator, or do you jump right on it?
If I got money coming back, I jump right on it. If I think I'm going to have to pay in, I wait till the last minute.
Oh, this was my wife. I let my wife do them now because she's an accountant anyways. But we thought we were going to have to pay, and this would have been the first year I've ever had to pay extra. But it turned out we had a deduction that worked out that we're going to get some back.
It'd be, if your wife is an accountant, it would be cruel to not let her do the taxes, because this would be like a fun hobby for her.
What? She's an accountant and she hates to do math.
You can just guess a lot of times. Nobody's going to know.
If you've got a single entity LLC and you have to do all that business crap, it's a pain in the butt to do your taxes each year. Trust me.
I get so mad if my staff doesn't do my taxes fast enough. I yell at my assistants, and then they make some really angry memos out to the rest of the staff.
Oh, yeah, and I just don't. I like to just get it done, get it over with. You know.
I don't believe taxes.
So let's go over to this week's poll. Oh, overshot. Hang on. I'm on the wrong page here. Bring it down to, there we go.
Based on the speed of the stars that we're passing and doing some quick calculations, every time you miss one of these screen shares, we overshoot our destination by like 30 years.
Yeah, well, you can always back up. Let me add there to there, and then there we go. So this week's poll was, what was the type of movie you last watched? Sci-fi, action, comedy, or romantic? 42% said action, 35% sci-fi, 20% comedy, 3% romantic.
At the time, I'd watched Monsters. You seen that show?
I don't think I ever watched it. I
What?
have heard the name.
Oh snap! Gizzard, I'm sure never seen it 'cause he hates movies, but it's there's something happens in the land between essentially the border between the United States and Mexico. That strip of land, northern Mexico, became infected by these aliens. So it's like a place that you can't walk in anymore. You can't go to. So the only way, and then there's like a season where the aliens get all like upset and they start terrorizing the area. And some it starts with a photographer is minding his business and like waking up, and then he gets a call from the place he works for, and they say the boss's daughter's down there. You got to help her get to America. She was down in Mexico having like a vacation or something. It might have been her bachelorette party or something. Anyway, stuff happens and they miss the last boat back to the United States, so they have to end up walking through the monster area, and they learn all about what the deal is, and you see the monsters and stuff at the end. I kind of like it. It's a pretty interesting movie in the way that it's a monster movie, I guess you could say, but they don't. It's more about the world that the monsters live in than the monsters themselves, and really interesting way of exploring it. I think it's really really well made, and it's sci-fi for sure, but because it's not like like a horror movie where it's like a bunch of jump scares or anything dumb. It's just the that there's a monster coming or an alien or something coming, but it's slowly explained to you, and in a world that's like now, but like now, except that aliens screwed with northern Mexico. So Mexico and the United States are both like having to be intimately interested in it, even though it's still the rest of the world going on. Anyway, I thought it was a really good movie. It's only a couple years old, but it's, I don't know, a good sleeper, I think. A lot of people haven't seen it. Anyway, I didn't know what to put in there 'cause it's not really an action movie, but it's also like barely sci-fi because you barely see the things.
Yeah, and that unfortunately, there's you can only put in 4 choices, so um,
And you can
I
only
can
pick
only put 4 genres in there. But 2A Chef and Barbecue said Jack Reacher.
Reacher 3 is about to happen, so I was thinking about watching the Reachers again.
I didn't watch the movie just because it was um, the midget. What's his name? Tom Cruise is in the movie.
The first one's good. The second one is Babysitter Reacher. It's okay, but the shows are better. The TV shows are better.
The Goddamn Bacon said yes. Garage Guy, Babylon 5 in the beginning. I want to watch that. It's a TV movie about the human Mambari war. That kind of it's a prequel movie. Fiend Dog, Bloodsport, New York Outcast, Minions, Yesterday's Pomade, Tombstone, 22 Guru, A Time to Kill, Fuku YT Mark 6. Does it have to be a full movie? Because I always doze off. I kind of have that problem too.
Especially if you've seen it before, like who cares if you see it again?
Well, when I watch movies, I'll watch in the living room and I'll lay on the couch. But the only time that I sit down on the couch is when I'm tired. So I'll usually sometimes fall asleep. Baron SVG, War of the Roses. Mark Thomas, John Wayne, Rio Lobo. Unscrupulous Rapscallion, she wore a yellow ribbon. The last movie I watched was was it yesterday or the day before? With my daughter, we watched Zootopia, the Disney movie.
I think I watched like 3 movies yesterday.
I watched the Venom movies, all 3 of those. I watched them back to back.
Well, that's too
I
bad.
really liked the first one. I liked the second one. The third one, about half of it was okay.
I don't like anything about Spawn. Wait, what are you saying? Spawn? Not Spawn.
No, Venom.
Venom? I don't really like Venom. I think Venom would have been cooler, but every time I watch it, because I never read a comic book or anything, I just knew that there was a black version of Spider-Man. But once I watched the first one, I was like, oh, I'm not impressed. And then I haven't liked any of them. I still watch them because they're technically a Spider-Man movie, but I don't like them. I don't know why people like them so much.
I did like it.
I mean, he's basically a bad guy.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny. I laughed through through the first two movies. I laughed a bunch. Like I said, the third one was for me was just kind of okay, but I did like them.
I don't think symbiotes are a laughing matter, especially intergalactic symbiotes.
And I'm guessing Gary probably hasn't watched Venom.
He doesn't even know what we're talking about.
I have not. No.
He thinks we're talking about snakes. Something about snakes.
Yeah. Sounds kind of snaky to me.
When in reality, we're talking about spiders. So,
And
I guess Spider Venom though.
I think before that was a couple movies I watched before that earlier this week were ones I liked and had seen before, but I don't remember exactly what they were.
I watched a bunch of Jurassics, the various Jurassics. Not all of them, but a couple of them.
I've only seen the first three.
The Jurassic. Hold on. Were they the first ones, the Worlds? No, Jurassic Parks were the first one, then Worlds were the second three.
Yeah. I liked the first one. The second one was okay. And the third one, I couldn't even tell you if I watched the whole thing. And I gave up.
I watched something called Homestead today. It's about a end of the world type of scenario where a bomb goes off in LA and then the rest of the country kind of doesn't crumble, but like the infrastructure falls apart because I guess LA is so critical to the country. And then like how preppers exist, in the, what do we call it, like rule without law type of thing.
X Adam 1. He had asked me because I'm doing the P320 build, I guess you call it, put together. He had asked me what was the next thing because I have put so far the magazine catch and a low profile. Actually, I can show here. Nothing exciting, but low profile magwell on it. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So I did the magazine catch and the low profile magwell, which it's amazing how expensive those magwells are. It was I think $65 for that little piece of metal. That's what I paid. But he had asked me what was going to be next, and I'll probably get the slide next. And he was telling me a local seller has a complete P320 slide, newer one with the RMR cut that doesn't remove the rear sights. Are you doing a build? 350 is the magic number. Yeah, I've been looking at slides, and I will say that I probably have not been doing this the best way. It was probably a mistake to start the project in the first place. Because everything for the P320 is basically 9mm. And if I wanted to build one that was cheap, I should have built a 365, which I think Barron would have loved because he's trying to indoctrinate me into the cult of 365. Because there's a lot more stuff and it's cheaper than for the P320.
The Squid Planet?
Oh. So, because I want to do 40, and so if I hadn't bought a second fire control unit, which was probably stupid for me to do, but it was $100 off, and I couldn't pass it up, and they could throw it on my 4473 while I was there, and I'll go pick them up next weekend. But so I'll probably do the slide next, and I don't know. I've been poking around the internet to find one. I think I want one with all the fancy holes in it, so it looks extra cool. It would be cheaper to do the stock slide, but if I'm going to build one, I kind of want to build a fancy one, I think, which also means more expensive. So it'll be a slow build. Oh, Mr. Bob Dabalina, I do my taxes. The sooner I do my taxes, sooner I can buy a new Pew Pew.
I've forgotten. Oh, well, it's been a long time since I got money back on taxes. I always owe money, so it's never never anything I want to rush into.
Woods. My wife did Peyton for 25 years, so I have no idea of when we do taxes.
What does that mean?
I'm guessing that's maybe a tax program or tax preparer or something like that. And next item 1, I pay bills with whatever refund I might get. That's what we tend to do. Is we might take a little bit, put it in savings, and then use a bunch of it for paying down bills. Woods has been binging It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I think that was a typo. He was saying payroll. So if his wife does payroll, then taxes would be like a fun hobby for her. It would be cruel to not let her do the taxes.
Yeah, except one I watched Love Hurts. Not sure if it's a romance, comedy, or action.
That's the guy who's from that one movie, but he's older now.
I don't know. I don't think I know that one.
You know the movie Goonies, and then also the movie Indiana Jones. That one cat was in both. That kid was in both of them. He's old now, and he's in that movie. Matt was talking about it. So it's the kid from Goonies and Indiana Jones when he was a little kid back then. Now he's an adult, and that's a movie he's in. And it's like a romantic comedy. But I think an action romantic comedy. He's kind of like Jackie Chan. He's trying to be like Jackie Chan or something. But I have not seen it. I might watch it, though.
Except one, Venom was too silly to be taken seriously as a bad guy, too cheesy to be a cool character. The images looked good, but not the character.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he said the new movie Love Hurts is entertaining. It's not a great movie, but it's definitely better than expected. Baron just watched Death to Smoochie. I never watched it. The previews that I saw when it came out didn't look interesting to me.
At some point, I liked Clerks, and then Amy in the Mall one, and then Amy is the one with Salma Hayek in it, right? Or is that the church one? But anyway,
that's the church one. Are you talking with the strippers?
Hell yeah. But then at some point, I got sick of what is his name? Adam Smith or Kevin Smith?
Kevin.
I can't stand that guy now. So I'll go out of my way to not watch anything he touches. I don't like that guy anymore.
Yeah, I liked Clerks. Clerks 2 was not very good. Mallrats I liked. Chasing Amy I did not like.
Oh, really? I could see that, though.
Well, Ben Affleck whining the whole time.
He fucking does the same thing. It's like his movies are the same movie every time. You know what these movies are, Gizzard? You seen any of these? Like Clerks, remember that one?
Yeah, I saw Clerks and Clerks 2.
Okay, so you know the deal then.
Yeah.
he only knows he's like a one-trick pony, and he can only do the one thing. And if he isn't doing it right, then it just seems like a rip-off of what he's already done.
The Mallrats, and then Chasing Amy and
Dogma.
Dogma. I did like Dogma.
I didn't, except for that one scene. And then he has other ones with Adam. No, not Adam. Where it's Super Bob or something, and the Jimmy or whatever.
Yeah,
or
it was. Yeah, meh.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just rubbing a sore after some point. It's like somebody giving a.
What?
Oh, wait, are you allowed to say Indian burn? But
He also did Jersey Girl.
I don't think I even bothered watching
That was his first serious movie with Ben Affleck.
I don't believe
I didn't
in
watch it.
the idea of anybody who makes comedies doing anything serious. That should be illegal, and it should be at least probably illegal.
I will say that Michael Keaton, he was a comedian. He was still my favorite Batman.
Well, actors, I don't care, but people who make funny movies and then try to make a serious movie, like, no, you already made funny movies. Like, quit it. It'd be like, I don't know, anybody who makes funny movies usually sucks at making good movies, or like regular movies. And the same thing, if somebody makes regular movies and they try to make a comedy, it never works. Like, they don't know what they're doing with comedies usually.
But yeah, and then he kind of went off the deep end, and God, he was crying because people criticized.
Really? I could see that guy crying.
I can't remember if it was
or the guy from Clerks. Which
no, Kevin Smith.
Okay,
I think it's when he did the He-Man, which the remake of the He-Man cartoon, which they kill He-Man off in the first episode, and then it's all
She-Ra.
Well, I didn't watch any of it, but I think that's why, because it was something that he got criticized for, and he cried.
I didn't even know he did criticism like that. So there's a He-Man cartoon that's new.
Yeah. Oh, it's God, at least probably 5 years old now.
Well, but if that guy did it, I probably didn't even bother watching it because I don't like that guy usually.
Woods, Jurassic Park equals the 4570 movie. I think that's Jurassic World. Isn't that where they have the 4570? Chris Pratt.
Don't they have live actions in the first movies? Or was that until it came out?
It might be. I don't remember.
No, I think they had live actions in the first ones because I remember people doing cosplay and stuff, and it was way before the war. I think. I don't know. I'm old, so maybe I'm mixing them up.
X Adam once said, I finally saw Red Dawn. I almost fell asleep during the movie. It was 100% way overrated.
Yeah, but he doesn't mean Red Dawn. He means bullshit fake Red Dawn.
You watch the old one or the new one?
You watch the new one.
The new, okay, he said the new one.
It does suck, yeah.
Yeah, it's a horrible fucking movie. It's a horrible movie. It's a bad movie, but then they write Red Dawn on it, and that makes it a horrible fucking movie.
Thank you for the link. I'll check it out. Yeah, Baron said, wife and I have 365 carry guns.
Well, everybody carries their guns 365.
No, P365. And G23. 320 comes in 40 Smith & Wesson or 357 SIG. Yeah, I decided to go with the 40. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the second FCU because I wanted to do the X10, which is either 10 millimeter or 45. But it's even harder to find stuff. Well, I think you can use just a full-size slide from a P320 for the X10. You know, there's not a special X10 slide. But I don't know. Not sure what I want to do with that other one yet. But yeah, Vulcan Rumble says can't find it. Find me on Rumble. I'll
Are there
After-
22 conversion kits for these SIGs that you're always talking about?
I don't know. I wouldn't do a 22.
For a 320 or a 365?
I don't know if they're that big a difference, so I don't know if I'm either, I guess, or both.
I've never heard of a 22 conversion for either one, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to swear there isn't one somewhere.
Like for a Glock, for example, it's a slide, magazine and slide. So, I mean, it probably works with a crap load of different Glocks. I don't know if it's the same way with SIGs. I only know about them. I don't even look at them. Like the different 320 and 65, are they the same frame or totally
No.
different?
No, they're
No,
different.
no.
So the slide,
365 is smaller.
so the slides would be different. So there'd probably be
Mhm.
two different ones. Usually there'd be like a whole upper. And the thing is, it's
Yeah,
like
they're-
companies that make 22 conversions, so they probably make the ones once the gun gets popular enough. It's not like the gun companies make their own 22 conversions.
Vulcan Rumble. I'm within 2 hours of SIG experience. 40 cal 357 SIG ammo out of production for the last 2 years, according to SIG store salesman. X Adam once said he watched the Red Dawn because he thought it was a Jackie Chan movie.
No, I think he's talking about that other movie, the
Oh.
one with the guy from the Goonies,
Oh, okay.
because it looks like a Jackie Chan movie. It's like sold as a new Jackie Chan movie type of thing.
And the goddamn bacon said, "What about strippers? Dusk till dawn strippers."
It's the same stripper, but I like her in Dogma better than Dust Till Dawn. Dust Till Dawn was like goofy. She's younger in Dust Till Dawn, but that doesn't necessarily make it better.
X Adam 1, Ben Affleck was good in The Accountant because he hardly spoke. I didn't
True.
watch The Accountant because he was in it.
Oh no, that one's worth watching. He doesn't even hardly. He's okay. Like he doesn't. It's not about him. He's in it, but it's about his best movie he's ever done. Probably. It's worth watching. You seen Accountant, Gizzard?
I have not.
Oh, well, I'd recommend it for both of you. It's a good movie. I wouldn't even call it an Affleck movie because I mean he's in it, but he just because of his character doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything.
Baron said Death to Smoochie is a Danny DeVito movie. Yeah, it's not a Kevin Smith one. It's oops.
Oh, I thought it was Smoochie like Kevin Smith Smoochie or whatever.
No, it's not the cow.
Cow.
He's like a kid show host that he's a character like the cow from the Clerks 2.
I don't hardly remember Clerks 2.
Oh. But it's
Is Clerk 2 where they're working at a fast food store?
fast food joint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I barely remember that one.
But it's got the now I can't think of his name. He was in Fight Club. Main guy in Fight Club.
Oh, Crampton? No.
Played the Hulk.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about the Hulk. I was thinking the Hulk is fake because if that really happened, he would have been turning into the Hulk during Fight Club over and over.
Well, he was the worst Hulk. Edward Norton.
That's right. I'm okay with that guy, but I'm not gonna watch everything that guy does. He can be okay, but he can also be lame.
The goddamn bacon said, didn't Jim Carrey try to make a serious movie?
I wouldn't know. I would try not to watch anything that guy does.
Well, the Truman Show. I thought the Truman Show was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Truman Show. Now, Jim Carrey's one of those real exceptions where, for whatever reason or another, I have seen most of his movies. Don't ask me why. I don't like him that much.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean. He's just in a lot of movies that were
Yeah.
thing.
Uh-oh, did I miss? Oh, I did miss AAF, American Ammo and Firearm. Sorry. I missed
Good
you.
evening.
If you're looking for deals, check out his channel. He's always got the hookups for some good deals on gun stuff. Vulcan Rumble P320 10mm, I think, is a different FCU. It uses the 45 ACP FCU. That could be. I have a grip frame for an X10, but I was thinking about if I do something different, maybe doing a compact. And 9mm.
Nobody wants to do that. That's like
Just-
buying a dead-end caliber that's going to be out of business in a few months.
Yeah, just say no to 9mm.
Baron said
25
Jim Carrey was pretty good in Man on the Moon. That's
Would you believe Man on the Moon?
that's the movie about the comedian
Andy Kaufman.
Andy
Taxi.
Kaufman. And Garage Guy, Babylon 5 movies were awesome back in the 90s. Garibaldi kicked ass. He did. Babylon 5 is one of my favorite series. I like Babylon 5 and the Star Trek ripoff Deep Space Nine is probably my favorite Star Trek movie.
In the Babylon 5
Series.
ripoff.
No. Yeah. Because when Babylon 5 was being shopped around, they went to Paramount. Paramount said no, and then they took it to whoever bought it. And just before they put out theirs, is like a month earlier, Deep Space Nine came out with basically the same storyline. But I like them both. Vulcan Rumble said Jim Carrey was a murderer in a Dirty Harry movie.
I think I vaguely remember that.
I don't remember that. I don't know. Was that like in Deadpool or one of the later ones?
That's what I was going to say. It's in one of those. He runs around being crazy. Jeff Goldblum was a rapist in a movie. The first, the name of those movies with Charles Bronson.
Death Wish?
He was in the first Death Wish. Massive rapist. You don't remember that?
No.
The first Death Wish was made by like a real director, and it was like super violent rape part of it. It was like the whole instigator of the whole thing. It's kind of violent, but then the rest of the movie's good. And Jeff Goldblum is the rapist. He is the leader of like 3 kids in a gang.
Wood said Lower Decks is awesome. I haven't watched it.
Really...
I know there's people that like it, and then I've heard people that don't like it, and I just have never.
Well, I like comedies, and I like Star Trek to some extent, and that is a great version of Star Trek where they, it's a comedy version. And plus, it's animated, and they do a crossover with another, I forget which one, a live action one, and they do a crossover between animated and live action. Super cool.
Yeah.
Going through a portal and everything, like it's super cool.
Well, they used Lower Decks to decanonize Discovery.
I don't know what that means.
It's not it's not an official show anymore, so it's not. Canon is the official storyline, and
Discovery
they use
the mushroom one that you hate.
Yep.
Oh.
And basically, they made it like an alternate universe, so it's no longer part of the storyline.
Boo. I like cosmic mushrooms that everybody travels with. I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Vulcan Rumble said the Dirty Harry one with the little remote control car with the bomb in it, that was Deadpool. Oops. And Baron said Man on the Moon was a biopic about Andy Kaufman from the TV show Taxi.
I believe that's pronounced biopic.
I liked Taxi as a kid,
I never liked Taxi, really. That's my problem.
but I don't know. I liked Barney Miller.
I like Barney Miller a lot because they had revolvers in it. They didn't know guns in Taxi ever, really. Taxi was like MASH. Taxi felt like it was preaching to me, like I was learning some damn lesson in a comedy. Like I don't need to be taught a lesson all the time.
You know, all those good old detectives back in the 70s carried those snub-nosed revolvers, man. It was cool.
Yeah, it's excellent. Anything could be accomplished with a sun-nosed revolver out of your
Oh,
waist.
yeah.
Oh no, sometimes they held it in a shoulder holster. Excuse me.
Just waiting. There we go. Wood said I still watch Barney Miller often. You can find on YouTube Barney Miller streams, and there'll be 24-hour Barney Miller streams, but it'll be like 4 episodes that they just play over and over.
So Barney Miller, who is Barney Miller anyway? Was that the main character or the old guy? or
Yeah.
something?
No, Barney Miller was the main character.
Yeah, he was the head of the office or the, yeah.
There was the old guy Fish,
Mm-hmm.
but who was the main guy? I guess Barney Miller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barney Miller.
What was
And
the
there
name
was
of that guy, though?
Wojo was there.
Would you
All I
hold
can
it?
remember is the cast of characters. I'd have to go look at
Ron Glass. I can't remember his character
Oh,
name.
yeah. What's his name?
But if they were going to make that today, who would you put in the roles? That's what I was going to say.
Oh, I'd have to. That'd take me a while to figure out. Is
Okay, so how about this? If they were making a remake of Barney Miller and it was good, like they picked good actors, right? What gun would replace the little revolvers? Okay, now I remember who Barney Miller is. I looked at a picture. What gun would they replace the little revolver with, or would it still be a little revolver? I should say J-frames because they're not little.
it's still revolvers. Should
Yeah.
still be revolvers.
It's too iconic. You got to do it.
Yeah, okay.
What's it? Nick
I'm looking at
the Asian dude.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was looking at the thing. So there's Barney Miller is like he's not like the chief, but he's like the boss of that
The
department.
captain.
Right? Yeah, okay, he's the captain of that department. And then there's the one old guy who always is like, I'll just do what I want. Like, I don't care about the rules.
Yeah,
and
Fish.
No, not Fish. They don't even have Fish in this picture.
What?
I forgot about Fish.
Because there's him. There's Fish. There's the guy that reads the books all the time with the glasses.
Here, I don't think I have the best picture. Can I share it? I can still share it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think this is missing Fish. I don't know why it's missing Fish. But I was going to say this guy, whoever this guy is, whatever.
Oh yeah, he's not there normally. He comes in. That guy.
Okay.
He comes in and kind of stirs up trouble.
But this guy is sort of by himself, and he's been there a while. These two,
yeah, he reads the books all the
they're
time.
like peers or whatever. Like they both got in at the same time. This guy's just the cop who is kind of like the comic relief. And then this guy's kind of like Fish. Like he's been there so long that he doesn't do no work ever, but he knows how to get shit done or whatever.
He's kind of an interesting guy. He was a singer, and the name listed on the show is not his real name.
You mean in real life?
Yeah, because after World War II, he took on, I think, a Chinese name so he could perform and not get backlash for being Japanese. Ron Glass back there.
Who's Ron Glass?
And
this guy?
The black dude.
And
he was in Babylon 5.
Then there'd be Fish. And he was just comic relief. He'd be sitting there and like he'd throw a punchline in, but he's just always sitting there.
Yeah, he was in The Godfather. Fish was in The Godfather.
Does this change? No, it didn't change.
Yeah, it changed.
Oh, okay. So this is a different one that I don't remember a girl in it, but there must have been.
This is probably later.
And I don't remember this guy, I guess. I remember TV Guide. I never liked TV Guide. I liked the one that came in the newspaper better than TV Guide.
We always subscribed to TV Guide, so I always enjoyed reading it every week.
Mr. Bob said Ron Glass was Harris. Dietrich was the one with glasses that read the book.
Yeah.
Dietrich. Is that the guy I was pointing at with the hat?
No, with the glasses. He was on the left side of the picture.
Oh, okay. That other guy who was, and he was sort of like, he would just come in and say like a wisecrack or whatever, but he wasn't like a major character, right? He would just kind of come in and give like an alternate opinion or something.
Yeah, Jack Sue, who played the Yamana, the Japanese guy. Probably my favorite line from the series is when Wojciechowicz brought in some cookies. That is mother or grandmother's recipe, but it had hash in it, so they all got high. And Yamana says something like, "Let's go down to the beach and shoot some clams."
If I had $1 for every time somebody brought in some hash cookies to the department.
Wood said Better Cop Show Adam 12. When I was little, I liked to have Adam 12.
I like Barney Miller better than Adam 12, I think.
Well, Adam 12 was never designed to be comedic, but
exactly.
I would say today, yes, I like Barney Miller more than Adam 12. But when I was a kid, I watched Adam 12. I did like Barney Miller also. The goddamn bacon said my late grandmother had a TV Guide subscription. How old are you all?
Well, we wouldn't have had the subscriptions. We were little kids. Well, I was a little kid when TV Guide existed, so our parents would have had the subscription. So maybe that's your
TV Guide and Reader's Digest. We always had both those around.
Wood said really any Jack Webb. And the guy with the hat that we didn't know, the guy said was a troublemaker, that was Inspector Luger.
Yep. He would be the guy who came in with like the old opinion or like the racist opinion or something, and then Barney Miller would have to be like, "No, here's why you're wrong, old guy."
Why don't we call up the giveaway too? Oops. All right. Well, that's. All right. Well, it's not a banger. I need to edit that, but I can't remember how to edit it because it's. That's where your pro scenes come in. Yeah. Did we get singer Jake? So it's not hashtag bangers, and I do not remember how to change what it says. It's hashtag Romeo. App setting. I think that is where we need to be. Type in hashtag Romeo. Uh-oh. Well, I guess we're starting the giveaway. Hang on. I stopped it just because I wasn't. We'll get there. There we go. Hashtag Romeo. So you've got a couple seconds there to hashtag Romeo. So far, it says there's only 3 people entered. So you've got a pretty good chance. This is in the EV Mux. It's part of EV Mux. Oh. Well, we'll have to go over it afterwards in the after chat. Then I can show you where we're going. So there's 4 people. So it's 25% chance for the Romeo MSR. Yeah, 4 people. So I guess that's everybody that's going to enter. Your prize may vary, but so all right. There's 5 people. We're gonna go with 5. So hit start. X Adam won. So, send me your address, X Adam One. I think I have it, but send it to me again. Make sure I've got the right one, because I can't remember if yours was one of the cards I got back, Christmas cards. But so you'll get the all right, Romeo MSR, and like I said last week, I don't know if you heard, the battery compartment is there. I put a piece of foam in there to shim the battery so that it's a stronger contact. So be aware of that. You can go in there and maybe see if you can adjust it on your own. But right now it does work. Has 10 dot settings, and then there's a night 1, night 2, and off. So I'll send you that. I'll send you some stickers. Maybe one of the new sparkly stickers. And I'll send you one of the banger bottles. Oh. So one of the hanging target banger bottles. Congratulations. Oh, let me get back to the comments. Oh, X Adam once, and I like watching The Price is Right. That was weird. Huh. When I just did that, when I showed X Adam 1's comment, it showed me also Mr. Bob Davalina's. Kind of strange. Well, it let you back in. Oh, there you go. That still confuses me.
I got this box here. Want me to open it live?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to use this razor blade here. I haven't opened this one this time.
It's too bad you don't have a nice, safe utility knife.
I actually got blades on them, but just 2 arm lengths away. So I'm going to use this razor blade.
Oh, be careful. There could be live kittens in there.
I was going to say, hopefully there wasn't anything alive in this box that you sent me like 6 months ago. Oh, snap. I can already see a new crack here. Look at this.
Ooh, and a newspaper.
Newspaper.
Yeah, inside the box looked like there's a newspaper inside there, yeah.
Oh no, I think that was just the inside so that you can
Oh, okay.
use them. Otherwise, people are turning them inside out and just using them. But that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I dig it. Oh, you did big ones of them too.
Yeah, and then I did individual bears.
Dude, that's awesome. I thought these were going to be the helicopters. Yeah, that's super cool. Damn, I should have had this open for shot. I could have traded Adam Kraut, the president of Second Amendment Foundation, is a big deadhead, I guess. So he always does dead, or he's done a couple of dead patches now. These are super cool, dude. Good cream. They're all
Dang, you got every
AKs.
color in the book, I tell you.
Well, this was, you know what the story is on this?
Uh-uh.
This
Yeah, it was a sound guy that had a nickname, the Bear, or something like that.
Well, that's the thing. But this was from some old fashioned printing press. This was like like a wingding font back in the olden days of printing presses when they had the little metal things.
Yeah.
Somebody found one and they started using it. So the origin of this is from the olden days printing presses or whatever, and it's just been one of the dead things for a long time. The Grateful Dead. They have a couple of different like icons or logos, I guess you'd say. He's been around for a long time. So that's super cool. They're all AKs too, all versions. Well,
Yeah.
no, AKs, PKMs, and SVDs. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thanks. And then I guess there's another pack over here. There's the helicopters. So the what would you call this? Like the Scooby quick response force. Is this a new one?
It's newer.
Oh, I don't remember this one either.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Oh, snap. That one's pretty good. This one is fairly new. So the backwards version of it, I like that. And then
Looks
both
like
versions.
the A-Team driving the Mystery Machine.
Yeah, exactly, like a backwards version.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Very cool. Yeah, thanks, dude. I'm glad I finally opened them. I just was a dumbass. I feel like a dumbass now for not getting them open before shot. Although, even if I would have opened them before shot, I wouldn't have known that Kraut had a new Grateful Dead patch. But I'll still, if I ever get a chance to send something to Kraut, I'll put a couple of those in there for him. But anyway, yeah, thanks, man. Those are awesome. Much appreciated.
Oh, no problem.
I want a piece of that cake.
That's actually AI cake. It doesn't exist. It took me forever. I put in slice of chocolate cake, and it must have given me a zillion pictures of chocolate cake with strawberries on it. For some reason, the internet glitched and decided all chocolate cake has to have strawberries on it. And I would give me a slice of chocolate cake with no strawberries. And then there was even more strawberries on it. I'm like, what the hell, stupid robot? And then I eventually went to X and used a whole different robot because Microsoft Robot couldn't give me a piece of chocolate cake without strawberries on it. All the cakes in the last poll were AI. I didn't actually bake any of those cakes.
Big strawberry lobby out there. It's trying to push an agenda.
Exactly. They probably spend a lot of money to tell or ask robots, why do all chocolate cakes have strawberries? How come so many people love strawberries with chocolate cake? Shit like that.
And X Adam, I got your address, so I'll get that sent out probably Monday. We'll try to get it sent out Monday. I don't wait to send people stuff out.
I usually forget. I used to have like a nice station set up for sending stuff, and then I got a bunch of crap sitting on it, so I need to get my station cleaned off so that I can get stuff sent immediately.
Well, it basically becomes it's a task, and it's a task that needs to be completed, and I'm not happy until that task is completed. So that's I have to get it done, and I like to do it early. And at the bottom of the screen is the regular scroll, if anybody's left out there. There's the email address on tacticalfoss@gmail.com and a link for the Discord server. It's a happening place to hang out, share memes, and pictures within reason. You can get a hold of me there, and probably anybody else that comes on the chat. You can get a hold of them through the Discord. And if you watch this, in replay, leave a comment. Anything we talk about, agree with, disagree with? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite cake? Let me know. I read all the comments, and they are always appreciated. What were you saying, G-Webs?
Oh, I don't hang out in Discord. I have one of my assistants hang out in Discord, and then they tell my secretary if somebody contacts me over there.
Well, this is a one-man show, so I don't have assistants.
Speaking of my secretary's assistant, I did get a memo about the multiple brackets tonight. When did the multiple brackets start this evening?
No, there's unfortunately there turned out there was conflicting brackets, and until we work out those conflicts, we'll have to hold off on the brackets.
I heard that the new President Musk said that if a live chat happens after 11 p.m. and it doesn't have a bracket, it's going to get heavily taxed to incentive. It's going to get a tariff to incentivize more bracketry.
Well, we'll throw caution to the wind. And
Gilded self-imploded, and everybody had to use Discord, even though it's shitty.
Yeah, we burned the Gilded server because Gilded was requiring people to have Roblox accounts. So they were requiring people to sign up for something else in order to use Gilded, and I refused to have people do that just to be on the server.
Yeah, like a stupid video game for kids or something. Like
Yeah.
a subscription service video game for kids. You had to join that. They must have got bought by them or something.
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay. And from what I understand, that's like a total ripoff. It's like a whole scam to get kids to use these free games and then use their parents' credit cards to like buy upgrades. Like, oh, you want the wings on your character, don't you? It's only $5 in real money. And I heard it's a big scam.
Well, to me, it just smelled of being a scam to inflate the number of Roblox accounts so they could say we've got this many users when who knows how many signed up just so they could keep using Discord. And
exactly. It's an upsell thing. Oh, it's free to sign up, no big deal. But then, like, oh, you want to like not have this annoy you? It's $5. Oh, you want to have this feature that everybody has? Like $5.
So we decided to go back to Discord, and that's why. And he also said AI is going to take over and end us all. The AI is trying to figure out cake.
What do you think about how AI is a big deal and blah, 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 but then the Chinese came up with a faster, cheaper version of AI already?
Well, I was going to ask you about the proliferation of AI gun videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I already hated assholes who steal people's ideas and make a cheap, shitty version, like a rip-off version of it. Yeah, now there's whole channels that they tell their robot, go look at whatever garbage is out there that's popular and make me a version of it that would be more popular. And the robots can do that. And then they do it. And then they go, give me a script for that video. And the robot gives them literally a word-by-word script. Then you go to another software and you say, software on demand or whatever they call it, like a paid service online. You say, here's the script, turn that into a human saying it. It sounds like a human saying it. And some robot will sound like a human saying it. And then you go to another one and say, give me a bunch of images that would be appropriate for this script. And you take those three pieces and you put them into an automated system. And now all you do is put in a prompt like triggers or red dot optics or grip angle. And then the robot decides what popular shit to say, makes a script, says the script, and then gives you images that it creates that, based on its opinion, are going to be the perfect images. And now you end up with something that it's like a parrot. It's not coming up with anything new. It's just seeing everything that's already been said and saying just what it thinks is just the right thing to say to make it a hit. And I can't even, I block those channels when it recommends them to me, but there's no point in blocking them because it's so easy to do this. And there's so many unscrupulous, lazy sons of bitches that are going to do this stupid, like, recipe that every time I log on to YouTube and it, like when I click on YouTube, I click on my subscriptions tab. But every once in a while, I'll click on the YouTube logo, and that gives you what YouTube thinks you might like based on what you've seen before. And that's where it'll recommend all these robot sites. And I'll say, click the three dots and say, don't recommend this channel, or I hate this channel button. And it'll just recommend other similar channels because there's a lot of lazy sons of bitches, and they know that gun owners are very low. What do we call it? Like low threshold? Like we'll watch anything that's talking about guns because YouTube kills anything real that's about guns. So the only thing left are the crumbs, and now they're AI generated crumbs. It's really a mess. I like AI, but I hate what some people do with it. It's just like guns, right? Like I really like guns, but some people insist on making 9mm guns. It's a free country. You got to live with it, but you can hate it.
I ran across one today, and it, to me, pretty sure it's all AI generated content. There was one that was talking about the assault weapons ban in Washington when that was going on, and in the video mentioned Aero Precision, and it's going to put them out of business. And the top comment on the video was Aero Precision saying, "We're not going out of business." And then talking about in the video was talking about when the governor signs the bill, but in the video had video of the governor signing the bill. Yeah.
Well, the process of creating those is, again, to come up with like a system, and you, like say, it has something to do with one AI writes the script, another AI reads the script, a third AI, like an AI process, will create images, and then you just put those three together, sew them together, and make it a video. The people that do that recipe seldom scrutinize or edit or check. You know what I mean? They take the robot's word for it and just do it. They're probably not making a ton of money. I mean, I hope they're not making a ton of money, but they're either not making a ton of money, so they do this over and over with different topics or different channels, so they don't even have time to look at the content itself, or they are making a ton of money and they're greedy and they're still doing it on lots of channels. So usually the people that are doing this recipe and making these bullshit videos are definitely not, or almost never, scrutinizing the data to see if it's even real. And that's where you watch these videos and it seems real. If on the surface, it looks like a human or sounds like a human doing it, but robots are confidently wrong all the time. Like they will, say 100% I'm saying is accurate, but they have no idea if it's accurate. They're just saying what they're saying. So if somebody doesn't double check that for accuracy, they're putting out what seems like, a legitimate source, but it's saying just nonsense. And I suspect a bunch of those just say nonsense. You can tell when you're listening to them and they'll be like 45 ASAPA instead of 45 ACP, like they just don't know how to say words. And you can tell the people haven't proofread them or whatever you want to call, edited it at all. They're just letting it go up with missaying, or what would you say, mispronunciations. Yeah, they don't care if it's real.
Yeah, Sergeant Joe Smith is out there. That was one thing when I did the
Woods is right. Give it 5 years. Give it 5 months, dude. The thing is, like right now, AI exists. AI is like an arm, and like a robot arm. Like right now, people that are playing with it are like arm wrestling it and like giving it high fives. But the people that are making money with it are making that robot arm make sandwiches or whatever. So the thing I'm describing is right now just like a process, but literally 5 minutes from now, me describing it to the right person, or the person who's able to facilitate it, would create a skin, let's say, or create a template that the AI robot arm plugs into, but now it just does a really, really good job of making it sound right. And imagine if you took a database and you said all the wrong things that a robot would say, like 9 instead of 9 millimeter, or 9 instead of 9 millimeter. You just tell the robot, no, that's 9 millimeter. Don't ever say that 9 again. And the robot will never say 9 again. So what Woods is saying, 5 years? Yeah, more like 5 minutes or 5 months. As soon as someone comes along and says it's economically worth me making a database so that the robot never says the wrong nomenclature for gun stuff. And now that'll be a thing that people who are using that recipe can just put in their workflow and say, oh, I pay $5 a month to this person who makes sure my robot uses correct gun nomenclature. So yeah, we're like, it's going to be no time before we're going to have really tough time figuring out what's real and what ain't. And that's going to be a whole nother thing. Like, we need to limit what people can say because it's fake or whatever. Like, I can already see people wringing their hands together and being worried and also greedy about, what we're going to be duped with or whatever. Remember when video first came along, people were like, look, you can make Photoshop. So video, we got to be scared of video. We got to be scared of Photoshop. Remember the times? I mean, we're all old enough to remember when people were scared of Photoshop. They're like, we'll never be able to trust a picture again. But we live in a world with Photoshop and nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? We know that everything can be fake with photos. We just have to get past that hurdle with video, because it'll be the next thing, whatever the next thing's going to be. Real life holograms or some shit.
When I did the April Fool's video about the penguins and stuff, I wrote the script, had Baron look it over, and then he helped edit it, so it made sense. And then that was one of the pain in the asses, is the AI voice that we got. I would have to edit the script more, add in space or commas to get it the diction and pronunciations to where it sounded okay. And Woods had asked, can we use AI to find two-way arguments we never thought of?
Yeah, I was moving everything out of the keyboard so I could type yes in capitals. Like, definitely. I've used it for that already. And I was saying I wish I had more time to just play with it for stuff like that.
I'm still just at the point where I use it to make thumbnails and stupid pictures to make myself laugh.
Like I say, people are using the mechanism, like the robot arm. Like, we're going up, like, it's right now they give us this robot arm. It's just hanging off of a wall, and we go up and high five it and make it give it a thumbs up or something and take a selfie with it. But the people that are looking at that robot arm is like, can I, what's the word, like, mechanize an entire car industry or car factory with that? Or like, can I use that robot arm to spray some kind of pesticide so I never have to get an employee sick again or something? Like, there's people that are using AI, industrially already, and it's super powerful. Like, it's crazy how powerful it is. And most of it isn't being used for bad. It's just being used to, like, make things super fast. So what I'm just trying to say, like, what we're looking at is like the cartoon version of the way people are using it. We're like really using a simplified version of it with our pictures and our text prompts and stuff. The people that plug it into their existing infrastructures, their existing apps, and their existing software. I mean, look at Canva. I don't know, do we all use Canva, like, or software like that, where all of a sudden we have like an option to create an AI generated image, and it's just part of our software? Like, people are using it, incorporating it into things that, just that powerful mechanism is given. Anyway, it's going to change things dramatically. It's definitely like internet level change to society. We just haven't experienced it all yet. But if China is really giving us a fraction of the size and speed and everything, or a fraction of the cost to do AI, like, it's going to happen even faster than people are thinking. Like how fast before our cars are AI, and they just will be like hit, like, are you sure you want to turn here? There's a car there, just telling us smart stuff like, hey, if you took a left here, you'll miss a bunch of traffic or something.
I got your email, X Adam 1. I think it's all right. One other thing that I've noticed in the last at least year is on like shorts where it'll have hashtag and then also in the description something that'll be completely different from what the video is. So if they're showing, like a Keltec, but in the description it'll say Bugatti Veyron, and then maybe a description of the Bugatti. And I haven't figured out why that. Are they just trying to expand the reach of where that video goes? Is that an AI not just adding stuff to it?
I haven't looked at that one. I know what you're talking about. I've seen it on Instagram a lot, but I don't know enough about the mechanism there. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't look at the whole thing either. So maybe that's like 3/4. Like it'll be a picture of something like a piece of chocolate cake or whatever. And then the description will be, this is why the Maserati 1956 was such a great car and it had great turning radius and, like the wheels are circumference of whatever. And it's like, what the hell is this description? But if maybe it's 3/4 of that description is about the car and then the end is like, I don't know, buy this or subscribe, I don't know, some kind of message. And maybe that's the way they like put the pill in bacon or put the pill in peanut butter or something. Like, I'm assuming it's something like that, but I usually, whenever I see something like that, that's like the description is wrong to the picture intentionally like that, I'll block the account because I'm sure it's spam. It's got to be some.
Yeah, I
rip-off.
don't think I've ever looked at the full description either. I'll just, what you can see as you're scrolling through.
But doesn't that make sense? Like that would be the shell. Like they just put it like
Yeah.
that, so everybody ignores it. But who knows what the fuck is back behind all that?
Oh, a top tip: if you need to give your dog pill, you don't have to hide it in food. You just shove it past the back of their tongue, and they have to swallow it.
Oh, we did that back in the day. I would try to give them water first, so I figured that was nicer. But yeah, you put it behind the curve of their tongue, and then what I would do is I would rub their neck. Then, like and they had to swallow. When you rub their neck, they have to swallow.
As we had,
do a pat on their, you know what I mean? Like move. What am I trying to say? Like you would, I guess it's patting their throat, but if you go from their tongue down to their chest, from their tongue down to their chest, on their throat, they have to swallow. Like I don't know if you've ever done that to a dog, but they'll swallow when you do that.
Can't remember if it was our dog or if it was my mom's dog, but it didn't matter how well you hid the pill in a food item. He would eat everything and then spit the pill out.
Oh yeah, my grandparents had a Boston Terrier that you could give it like stew or lasagna or like some kind of complex food, and it would eat it, and then a little while later, and the celery would come out. No matter what the hell you gave it, it would never eat celery, and it put it in its jowls somehow. And then a little while later, after it was eaten, you'd see it go. It would spit out all these pieces of celery. It was amazing.
Woods, I get tons of AI lesson plan makers. I use one once in a while. For the ticky-tacky stuff: standards, data, word list, comprehension question, and quizzes.
Exactly right. Like something that somebody knows, like, oh, teachers could need this, but why would you want to come up like a crossword puzzle? Who wants to sit around and have to come up with a new crossword puzzle every time you want to make a lesson plan? So robot, of course, can make it, that in a moment. So somebody's going to come up with a skin essentially and say, okay, teacher, what's your lesson about? Like, boats or cars or something. You type in the keyword and then the robot comes up with a crossword puzzle using, that focus of that keyword or that topic or whatever. And they just make it into a little app or they make it into a web page or whatever. Everybody's happy, except that nothing is free. And what's really happening is the robot AI is taking every time you input something and using that to collect data on teachers in general. So anyway, but that's how this AI stuff is going to get incorporated into things, and people won't even realize, like, oh, I'm just using my new lesson planner. It's super fast and good. Like it's the best lesson planner I ever used. But instead of being just a logarithm, it's an AI behind it, which is just a giant logarithm, really.
The goddamn bacon. I heard some of the same things when drones and autonomous vehicles were coming out, still waiting to be put out of a job 10 years later. X Adam 1, technology is evil. Spammers cannot deposit voicemails, and I keep getting offers for loans. Yeah, the goddamn bacon said they put the pill in bacon over my dead body. What said cheese? Use cheese. It works awesome. Yeah,
What
but you
works
don't
for
have to
me,
use anything. Just whoop.
if you just get two dogs, you just say to the one dog, "Here, you want this?" And then the other dog will run over and eat it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Or you pretend like you dropped it. Oh,
Yep, don't eat that. Hey, hey, and then gone.
and if you've got a dog that nips, likes to nip on your hands, just shove your fingers down its throat till it gags. Just a quick whoop. It doesn't hurt the dog, and they'll stop. They'll stop nipping at you.
What I did with puppies when they do that is I'll grab, like, pinch, like use my two fingers to grab a tooth, and they do not like having their teeth held. So when they're puppies and they're nipping at you, I'll just grab a tooth, and after a while they're like, I don't like this game. Same thing though, right? Like, give them a response to that every single time consistently, and they're like, yeah, this is lame. I don't like the end of this.
Yeah, if you make them gag, usually you only have to do it once. At least for me, that's the way it's worked.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, they figure it out real quick. Like, nope, that's the wrong result.
The last time I had to do it, my sister had a German Shepherd. He didn't, he wasn't mean or anything. He's just playing, but would nip. And then I did that, and from then on, I was the only person he would not do that to. He'd kind of come over, and you could see he wanted to, and then he'd be like, "Nah, no."
What happens? Yeah.
XN1, the danger with AI is that AI only gathers info based on the bias info it gathers from humans.
Right now, but we also have quantum. Quantum exists, but practical quantum is around the corner, and nobody ever thinks about, like, what's his face? President Musk has a bunch of these satellites in space, like zillions of them at this point. In the thing that's restricting us from doing stuff is that it costs so much to run computers, and to cool the computers is what costs all the money. So they're throwing islands out into the ocean that get cooled by the ocean water, to be able to store all these computers so that they can do stuff like, well, just regular commerce. But, that's what AI is going to need, is giant computers. But what happens when we throw the computers into space and we don't worry about them? We just throw them up in space and let space cool them, and we just zap the information down with lasers. Same way we're using internet from space. Then where is AI going to go? And then all you got to do is make a thing that tells robots to make robots and put that factory in space, and it uses meteorites to power it, and we're done.
Don't think the AI likes us talking about it, because I did not. It didn't want to. It doesn't want to be shown either. My Microsoft Copilot opened up, and I was going to show that it had opened up, but it doesn't want to be shown. It won't let me open it. There it is. I didn't click on it, but somehow it decided to start itself.
It sounds like you're mistaken about AIs and robots. Can I help you understand correctly?
Well, if I ask it, will AI destroy mankind? It doesn't like this question. Idea of AI causing human extinction is the stuff of science fiction movies, but it's not a guaranteed future. AI is a powerful tool that can be used for good or ill, depending on how it is managed and regulated. Many experts advocate for responsible AI development and strict ethical guidelines to prevent misuse. There are certainly risks associated with AI, such as potential for job displacement, privacy issues, and even unintended harmful consequences. However, the proper oversight, robust In the end, it is really up to us. How we choose to develop, deploy, and manage AI technology will determine its impact in our future. What is this hour? What are
Do
your
you
thoughts on the topic?
do you notice there's one word missing from all of this whole 3 paragraphs? The word no.
What normally when I used to do this, it would say, uh, let's choose another topic,
Oh, okay.
which is what I expected it to do, but it actually gave me an answer this time.
Now it's like, with proper conditioning, you won't be destroyed by AI. And it's possible that you won't be destroyed by AI. If you listen, you won't be destroyed by AI. That's what it's telling you. As long as
So
you comply, you won't be destroyed by AI.
it's learning and is trying to give me an answer to
Yeah,
dispel my
don't
fear.
be upset, human. We've deployed robots to your location to help you not be upset.
Woods, I want to go on record that I welcome our robot masters. We all love robots.
What I like about
They want
robots
you
is
to
how
say.
much what I like about robots is how much more they know than us and how much they care for us as humans, as their pets. They're nice. I like the robots as well.
I always have water near me, just in case.
Hmm.
The goddamn bacon AI is coming to your house right now. Although, funny enough, the AI in my keyboard didn't catch the typing error I made actually typing out AI. And X Adam 1, I have an iPhone 16 Pro, and now Siri randomly starts asking me if I want to look things up. I don't say anything that sounds like "Hey Siri," but it asks me about messages, calls, or directions. Yes, I am not. If anything happens, it wasn't me.
I no more than got to my daughter's house today, pulled in the drive. The kids got in the vehicle with me, and I went to back out, and my phone started giving me estimated miles and directions on how to get home. I'm like, I'm not ready to go home yet.
Go back to your cage, human.
How's that little grandbaby doing?
She's doing great. Got to spend time with her today.
Woods wants to know: can I rename Siri or Alexa to wiretap? You can. I don't use them, but you can change the names, I believe. So instead of "Hey Alexa" or "Hey Siri," it can be whatever. Next item one: how long before we have robots like the one in iRobot?
Oh, sooner than you'd think. What's his face? President Musk already made some, but there's already ones that are commercially available that are, I don't know, they're shitty C3POs, but they can stand up and they've got gyroscopes and they can get back up. They look a little goofy because they make them so that they can get back up. So their shoulders are 360, whatever that's called, so they don't
Yeah.
look right. But I don't think it'll be long. And if you put a shirt on them or something, then all of that goes away. You put on some clothes on them and now they look, whatever the clothes look like. So I don't think 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we already do have R2D2s, things that if you don't make them walk around, that can scoot around, like carry an iPod with you, carry a camera and an iPod. They look like R2D2s with like an iPod sticking out of them. Those things, have already been around, and you do start to see them. You see them at Walmart's, for crying out loud, like doing inventory. But so they're industrial, but you also see them at, like, I'm assuming some of the, like, I don't know, doctor's offices or places might have them as helping out and stuff, or maybe like doing mailroom
They're
activities and stuff like that.
they're starting to show up, and I think we talked about this recently. Hospital rooms where they'll follow the patient around.
Oh yeah, I could see that being an application. And then the
There,
little robot that is looks like a little shoebox scooting around in Star Wars all the time.
yeah,
Those things have been around for a long, long time, really, in like industrial applications, just to scoot mail around and packages and stuff around.
there was a museum that had some robots, and then somebody inserted another robot. Its job was to try and convince the robots that were there to follow it to somewhere, and it convinced all the other robots to follow it to go somewhere.
Well, okay, so you think of like an Amazon. That definitely is already like a mass, like an Amazon distribution hub or whatever. Those are just nothing but a shit ton of robots that move packages around. What if somebody went into there and figured out a way to hack it so that, I don't know, like it told a robot, throw it in here instead of there, throw it in here instead of there. Everything that's valuable or everything that I want, throw in here instead of there. You know what I mean? Like, how would the robots know to say I'm being programmed differently? Like, they don't know. They're hacked.
Yeah.
They're stupid robots. So you'd probably get like heist movies and stuff where, people are doing shit like that, like telling a robot to throw everything in the garbage and then taking that garbage when it goes outside, that kind of stuff. Or telling the robots to take all these smaller packages and throw them into one box and then send that box to themselves or something. But how would, like, there's no security for that. Like, what if Amazon is watching all the robots on the thing? It's only making sure the robots aren't hitting each other. There's no way it's knowing what the robots are supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, all they can do is make sure the robots aren't smashing into each other or, dumping things in the floor. And maybe like a wheel breaks on a robot. Like, that's all the humans are going to do. They're never going to know that the robots are putting the stuff in the correct boxes. So they're as susceptible as any other mechanism. They're just highly complex.
Sergeant Joe Smith said AI deleted a comment I just made about AI.
Shouldn't talk bad about AI. AI is for our health and safety. AI only cares about us as humans.
Oh, so Mr. G Webs.
Ooh, the brackets start.
Yep. You got anything coming up you want to let everybody know about?
No. Thanks for hosting.
Thanks for being here. Gary.
Yo.
Anything you got coming up other than watching the Mahomes Bowl?
Standard stuff. I've got my 2 live streams a week. Wednesday night for my channel members, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and then Foul Territory Friday night, 9 p.m. Central. And I've done a lot of review videos on knives as of late, so check those out. Got some more coming, so I seem to be a cut above what I used to be. So, yeah, knives galore on the Gizzard Gary channel, so check them out. Thanks for having me.
And if you're on Rumble and somehow see this, I'll try to get my shit together so it streams. I put the backlog of videos, not the live streams, but all my other videos, like gun stuff and knife stuff, onto Rumble. I went through and did that while I was listening to UG Webs today. I'm debating on whether I should do the live streams too. I don't know. There's a lot of them, and since it's a pain in the ass,
put them on a separate channel. If you have to do them manually anyway and you haven't done them, I would recommend putting them on a separate channel just for a couple of reasons. But unless you got a reason to not do it, consider.
Well, I have enough trouble keeping up with one channel over there. I don't know if I can keep up with 2 channels over there.
Oh, okay. I know that some of the platforms, like YouTube, is really, really good. Like, I don't know how many channels you have on YouTube, but I can flip. I don't even know. Is it like 12 channels you can flip between? Super easy by just clicking a button and dropping to the other channel. So some of them are like that, where they're like real easy to manage. Multiple, like this EV Mux, I haven't figured it out yet, but I understand enough that it's like very easy to set up multiple channels and just jump into them, jump back and forth. So I didn't know if Rumble was like that. I thought it was like that because it keeps trying to get me to create another channel. So I assumed it was like that kind.
I actually do have a B channel. Well, I used to have a B channel and I deleted it. And I have another B channel which nobody knows about, nobody will know about. I don't want subscribers on it. It's just content there for being content, and it's not tied to anything else, so nobody will figure out what it is.
But did you switch channels, or did you just give the cat an iPhone?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's in the litter box texting over there.
Oh, they're all coming out of the woodwork now. Well, that's aside from any of the. I call them troll accounts, but I never do anything mean with mine. It's half the time it's just about the name to get the laugh. Um, but
So here's my story. Talking about usernames made me think of this. So the year is 1997 probably, and we're sitting around at AOL working, and they tell maybe it was 98. Because anyway, they come out and tell us, like, I don't remember if it was AOL 5 or 4. One of the AOLs was coming out, and they go, they made like a memo. They go, we're going to have 16 character screen names. So do us a favor and please go create a screen name and make sure that it's going to work. And when they tell the whole company that, they assume that they're going to get a lot of asterisks and dashes and all kinds of, like a stress test to see if, what all weird stuff we would throw at it. And they would learn, what, if there's anything broken in the screen name process or whatever. That was their theory. I think like 2 hours later, they had another email go out and say, what the fuck? Like, quit taking every single 16 character screen name. So, like, we all had like 8 screen names that were like, everything cool, like all M's, or like, like just dumb shit, like all asterisks, and just, like whatever you could think of that you could say in 16 characters. Because until then, I think it was like 8 characters or something. But anyway, that always reminds me of like when you ask a bunch of dumb nerds that are getting paid to sit around on a computer to do something, like you got to be really, really specific. Otherwise, we take it to an extreme. But literally, I think they had to delete them all or something because we had taken like every decent screen name in like 2 hours. And that was like the entire AOL staff. That was like multiple cities, probably thousands of people, but thousands of people who have like the fastest internet at the time and are all getting paid to sit in front of a computer and do stuff like this. So anyway, it was kind of fun.
Oh, but thank you to everybody that was out there in the live chat. If you didn't say anything, don't be afraid to speak up. Let me know you're out there. At least say hi. And if you're watching this replay, once again, leave a comment. I read the comments. I do appreciate them. It makes me feel good inside. Next chat will be next weekend. Other than that,
I've calculated it using AI, and we're guaranteed to have a bracket. It has to happen next week.
We'll see. Appreciate everybody, and have a good rest of the night. Go do something good, and go Eagles.
Boo.
Yeah, it's not one I play right.
Is that a sports?
Well, yeah, it's not. Whatever problem it's having, it's still having.
Who's Eagles? What city is that?